everybody? Another little Kinshella Customs update. Like the new name? I like it. Lee, I know this isn't my 6x6, but same principle as your big rig. My 6x6 runs the same way. If you look in the back, excuse me, you see that shock, how it's like basically bottomed out? And springs are just on there for looks, more or less. But I run my trucks, this truck and my 6x6, almost at full droop. Meaning the springs are almost too soft to hold the truck up. So like if you lift up the truck, you see what I mean? My 6x6 works the same way, except for it doesn't have as much travel. Because that way, when you're going over the ground, you don't want too much tip. Because you want to be able to judge where the truck's going to go. And if it's tippy, like if you got too much suspension travel in the big trucks, like in the front end, the back end you can. The front you don't want a lot, because you want to be able to judge when it's going to tip over. And if you know by your articulation in the front end, then that helps. But if you have too much lean, then when it gets under a certain angle and the weight takes over, now the weight can just go and extend that shock, right? So in the front, on my 6x6, I don't have that much travel. In the back, I do have a fair bit of travel because it's tandem axle, but you can have a lot in the rear end of yours too. But in the rear end of your truck, Lee, I would run almost full droop. Let the tires be some of the suspension, because let's face it, the big trucks like this and my 6x6 and your big rig, they don't move that fast, right? You don't want them to go that fast. A, it's not scale, and B, you break more shit going fast. Let the tires take some of the bumps. As far as your shock oil goes, Lee, this truck, my 6x6 and my other truck, they're all running 60 weight oil. It's slow. Like, see, I'll hold that truck up there and watch how fast it drops. See? With no oil, it goes bang really quick. But with 60 weight, everything moves a little bit more fluent, a little smoother. So my only recommendation for your big rig lead, the only other thing I could think of to do to it, is drop it with weak springs. Don't like I know you've put those bits of hose inside so that it droops. I wouldn't do that. Maybe to a point to limit your suspension and travel in the front, but the back, let it be long, but just have weak springs so the thing sits down on the back axle basically. You can put little bump stops on your frame so that the axle bumps up against the frame rail. But you want the back end to be down sitting so it's almost on the shocks. Same with the front. 60 weight oil on the front. Limit the front suspension travel so it doesn't articulate too far, because then the body can get a chance to lean over. And when the body leans over, it's going to take the extra length out of that shock and go. That's why my 6x6 does not work like that. But that's the only I recommend to you, Lee. Those Crawler Innovation foams, I don't have them in this one. This one's just got really stiff foam. They do not collapse. You can put them in any tire. The ones I have in my 6x6, I didn't have to shave down the foams because they fit those big tires. But the ones in the trailer, I had to shave them down so they fit those smaller tires. But they're perfect. They're a perfect ad. And yeah, that's about all I can tell you, Lee. Is limit your front end, its travel. Don't give it tons. Give it about half the shock length that you have on your big rig. 60 weight oil in the front. Have your back end down almost full droop. The springs are just these are the long springs. They're just there to help level the truck out so it doesn't want to lean over and stay crooked like that. The springs are just enough to level it out, but they don't actually apply much spring. The reason the back end actually works like it's got slow moving shocks is because there's 60 weight oil all the way around. And you do those few things, I mean, the truck oil looks incredible. Your hidden box you have in the back, I love it, Lee. That's just, you're doing a great job. That's an incredible setup. And I know before you were saying, oh, it's not going to work, it's not going to work. You know what? None of my shit works right away. I just keep pounding on it and I put it away, and I come back at it at a later date when I can figure out what am I going to do to make this truck work. It's not acting right, it's not working right. This truck's been torn apart so many times, half the screws are stripped on it. because it took that long to get it just the way I wanted it. It needs to move a certain way. Like now, you know, it flexes slowly. Like you can see that it's not dropping. That's real time. It's not slowed down. It does, I know it's not, you know, like you can see it does have some resistance. It doesn't just go bang. You wouldn't think it, but this truck probably, here, let me find out real quick. Hang on a sec. I'll show you. Okay, here's a scale. Zero it out. Okay. I'm going to put it right on its nose. And I'll try and hold it if it lets me. Maybe I'll put it on its back end, a little square. Really see it, but that's about 8 pounds. Sorry. Yeah, well, from this angle it doesn't look like it, but this angle, see? She's about an 8-pound truck. And if you guys, I don't know, I was going to say, I'll go get the 6x6 and show you how much that son of a bitch weighs. Actually, I will. Let's go quick, because we're in a hurry. I want to show you guys how much it weighs. I guess I could have brought the scale up here. Oh. Cut! Shush, Gary. Get that out of the way. Holy fuck. Get out of the way, cat. I gotta close this door. Oh god, sorry guys. I really gotta learn to plan out my videos. God! Okay, so that's 8 pounds. Let's see. There you go. 13. She's heavy. I gotta get up there real quick. Sorry, I really gotta do this better next time. See, the front end of this thing has major stiff springs in it, so it doesn't move much. But the back, it has 3 of those SCX10 coils. So the rear axle just basically just kind of floats there. This axle does a little bit of good. The front axle, you can see. See, it doesn't compress much before it starts to tip. But the back end is what keeps it down. And it's got 60 weight all the way around. So there you go, buddy. God, that's a beautiful truck, eh? But yeah, sorry Lee. The front, it's got those Crawler Innovations closed cell foams. I'll push down the tire. See? It's not actually collapsing and I'm pushing. See these ones? They will. This one, no problem. Right down to the rim. Fronts, not happening. They're hard foam. And by closed cell, I think that means they don't breathe. Like you can't squish them like a sponge. Oh, get in there. Get in there, son of a bitch. Okay, anyway, so there we go, Lee. Here we go. There's that one. I'm going to take this guy outside and play. Not taking him out today. Actually, I don't think I have 60 weight in there. I lied. That's too floppy. Anyway, I'm going to put 60 weight in it. So, there you go, Lee. Hope some of that helps. If you don't remember what I said because of my babbling, you know, rewind, be kind. But I love your Heidi box, Lee. It's kind of like there's mine. Hides on there. Oh, and this right here is one of those boxes I got from Lee. Listen. See? Got a big ass fan in there. Blowing down on top of the dual motor setup.